There's a train, and it's barreling straight towards a group of 5 people. They are tied down to the track, completely unable to move. The only way to stop it is to pull a switch next to you, directing the train onto a different track, where it will run over one person instead. Academia treats this as a peak of moral complexity. You have to weigh the mathematical value of saving 5 lives at the cost of 1. Solving this actually requires absolutely zero math. It relies on a basic level of thinking that most of us carry out automatically. It's a piece of cake. But the setup we just looked at is only part A. Part B moves away from the chalkboard and into reality. Would you actually pull the switch? When faced with a sudden life-or-death evaluation, the body enters fight, flight, or freeze mode. After a split-second assessment, your biology will likely default to a freeze response to avoid taking responsibility for the outcome. Standing there and doing nothing is a biological reflex. You're simply waiting for someone more qualified to make the decision. In the Part C variation, there is no switch. Instead, you are standing on a bridge over the tracks. You have the option of pushing a heavy man off the bridge and into the train's path. He is heavy enough to stop the train and save the 5 people, but he will be killed. Academics argue that pushing this man is mathematically identical to pulling the lever. It's the same calculation, 1 death to save 5 lives. Most people hear this scenario and instantly say no, they wouldn't push him. Scholars often dismiss this reaction as an illogical contradiction. That instant refusal happens because your brain runs a moral calculator in the background at 100 times speed. It evaluates multiple variables to produce a rapid, highly accurate decision, something we know as a gut feeling. The calculator first checks physical viability. The brain recognizes that in a real-world scenario, a single human body cannot actually stop a speeding train. The plan is physically flawed. Next, the calculator applies the fair game doctrine. The person on the tracks in the first scenario has already entered a high-risk area. This heavy man is minding his own business on a bridge. He is in a safe zone and should be left alone. Then there is the variable of optics. You would have to target this man specifically because of his weight. To any witness, you appear to be deciding that a person's value is determined by their body type. That instant no represents a highly advanced algorithm at work, protecting you from making a choice that is physically impossible and socially disastrous. The calculator processes other variations just as quickly. If you pull a switch to send a train onto a side loop hitting that same heavy man, the calculator outputs a yes. Pulling a switch is mechanically reliable, and the man is physically on the tracks, placing him back in the fair game category. Now imagine pulling the switch derails the train entirely, sending it into a sleeping man's backyard. The calculator outputs a no. The brain prioritizes minimizing unpredictable danger, and derailing a train creates massive risks for bystanders who were never part of the original situation. This leads to the most famous academic trap. A transplant surgeon can save 5 dying patients by harvesting the organs of one perfectly healthy man who came in for a routine checkup. The mind classifies the sick patients as being in a state of natural risk, while the healthy man is categorized as strictly off-limits. Harvesting him violates every rule of agency and fairness. In every one of these scenarios, human intuition rejects raw numbers. We use a sophisticated set of rules regarding context and fairness that simple math cannot capture. Academics might try to break this calculator with one final, impossible trap, choosing between sacrificing a group of criminals or a single Nobel Peace Prize winner. My personal calculator reaches an unexpected conclusion. Even if the other track was empty, I would still hit the Nobel Peace Prize winner. This isn't about the people, it's about the prize. I'd take the medal and run, simply because there is a profound irony in winning a Nobel Peace Prize by causing a needless, targeted death. This shows that human decision-making is far too context-dependent to be captured by a simple equation. Our internal calculator isn't just counting bodies, it's accounting for the complexities of irony and the specific details of the world around us. In the end, the gut feeling is the most advanced logic we have.